You know, for a lot of people, beauty school is supposed to be that first big step into a creative, hands-on career they love. But let's be honest, the whole for-profit education world, it's got a reputation, and not always a good one. So today, we're going to look at one school in Kentucky that just decided to tear up the old playbook and create a whole new system, one that's actually built around people.
So that really brings up the big question, right? Is going to beauty school setting you up for your dream career, or is it just a trap that leaves you buried in debt? As we're about to find out, the answer really depends on the system you walk into. All right, so first up, let's break down the trap itself. The root of the problem, really, is the financial model that most of these traditional beauty schools are built on. And spoiler alert, it often puts profits way ahead of students.
So get this, there's this hidden cost to federal aid. It turns out schools that accept federal financial aid, that's called Title IV funding, they charge what's known as a tuition premium. On average, they cost a whopping 78% more than schools that don't take that government money.
And this slide? It just lays it all out, plain and simple. On the left, you've got your typical school that takes federal aid. Tuition can get as high as $25,000, and students walk out with thousands of dollars in debt. But then on the right, you have the Louisville Beauty Academy, or LBA. They said no thanks to that system. Their tuition is under $7,000, and their students graduate with zero debt. None.
Okay, so you might be wondering, how do those expensive schools even work? Well, a lot of the time, it's by treating their students like free labor. The school's clinic floor is basically run like a business, a discount salon. Students are getting pushed to hit quotas and bring in money for the school, which means their actual education can end up taking a backseat.
And this is where the Louisville Beauty Academy, or LBA, just completely flips the script. They decided to redefine what the classroom even is, transforming that clinic floor from a money-making machine into a genuine learning lab.
And look, this isn't just some nice idea they had. It's literally the law. Kentucky state regulations are super clear on this. The clinic floor is an instructional laboratory. Its whole purpose is for students to learn and show they've got the skills to get a license, not to run a for-profit salon. So here's how LBA actually puts that law into practice. They ditch the commercial model you see on the left, where students are under pressure to make money. Instead, they use what they call a live volunteer model. People from the public aren't treated as paying customers, they're volunteers who are there to help a student learn. It completely removes that sales pressure and puts the focus right back where it belongs, on education and serving the community.
Okay, but building a model this different means you have to exist inside a system that's, well, pretty broken. So LBA's second big idea is this radical approach to the rules. They decided to turn compliance into their superpower.
And if you want to know why this is such a big deal, just look at the state of government oversight. A recent report from 2024 found massive failures. Inspections weren't happening like they were supposed to. More than half of the files were missing forms. Enforcement was all over the place. I mean, some schools went for years without a single inspection. It's a total mess.
So LBA's answer to all that chaos? They built their own system they call compliance by design. First, they use biometrics, like fingerprint scanners, to make sure student attendance hours are 100% accurate. No question. Second, they're completely transparent. They publish all the laws and their own inspection reports for everyone, especially students, to see. And third, they keep every single piece of paper ready for an audit at a moment's notice. In a broken system, they just decided to become the gold standard themselves.
Which, of course, brings us to the money. How on earth can a school do all this and still be affordable? Well, the answer is a surprisingly simple, cash-based system that not only gets rid of student debt, but actually has this huge positive ripple effect on the whole economy.
I mean, come on, this chart really says everything, doesn't it? By just opting out of that complex federal aid system, LBJ gets to sidestep all the bureaucracy and the inflated tuition costs that come with it. The result for the student is just a massive drop in price. It's that simple.
But here's where it gets even cooler. The benefits go way beyond just the student. This formula here models a concept LBA calls fiscal velocity. Basically what it means is, because their programs are so efficient and there's no debt holding them back, their graduates get out into the workforce and start their careers way faster. They're earning money and paying taxes sooner, which gives a real boost to the local economy.
And the numbers, they are absolutely staggering. By not taking federal subsidies and by getting their grads to work quicker, LBA's model is projected to save taxpayers more than $5.8 million over 5 years for every single group of 100 students.
That is an incredible return on investment for the entire community.
So the big question is, does this whole radical model actually work? I mean, is it sustainable? Well, you don't have to take my word for it. The proof is in the results, and those results have earned LBA some serious national recognition.
Well, check this out. In 2025, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce named LBA one of the top 100 small businesses in the entire country, and they were picked from over 12,000 applicants. It's incredible proof that an ethical, debt-free model can not only work, it can be one of the best in the nation.
But the real heart of their impact, it goes even deeper than business awards. Their whole mission is built around this idea they call beauty for connection. They see grooming and beauty services as something much more than skin deep. It's a critical tool for human connection and mental wellness, especially for people who are isolated.
Through this program, LBA students provide over 30,000 hours of free community services every single year.
And those hours translate into more than $500,000 in donated services annually. They're reaching seniors in nursing homes, people with disabilities, the homeless community, really anyone who needs that human touch.
And get this, the estimated healthcare savings are just mind-blowing. By fighting the health problems that come from social isolation, these services are projected to save the healthcare system up to $3 million a year. Think about that. This is an education model that is actively healing its community.
So, what are the big takeaways here? What's the blueprint we can learn from? Well, it's pretty clear. First, we have to prioritize affordable, debt-free education. Second, we need to mandate high-integrity systems like biometrics to protect students. And third, we need to totally rethink hands-on training, not as cheap labor, but as a powerful form of community service.
And all of this really leaves us with one final huge question. The Louisville Beauty Academy has proven that a more ethical, affordable, and human-centered model isn't just a nice dream, it's incredibly effective and successful. So the real question we should all be asking now is this the future for all vocational training?